On a rainy day in September, drizzle moisturized a mountain town and washed clean the stone streets with a refreshing earthy smell. In the an 18-year-old girl was on her way to the principal's office at the only high school in the town center. She dressed austerely, but it did not hide the fact that she was beautiful. However, her emotionless eyes made her look sullen and unapproachable. "Mr. Barrett, here comes Nicole." Class teacher Ms. Mills led the way for Nicole. Nicole Wallace looked at her with some surprise, wondering why Ms. Mills was suddenly so nice to her. Ms. Mills was someone who placed great importance on family background in the selection of class committee members. "Let her in." The principal was equally excited. Even his voice was a little trembling. Nicole slowly chuckled as soon as she stepped into the principal's office. It turned out to be because of him. On the VIP sofa in the principal's office sat a tall man, dressed in an expensive suit, looking like a social elite, but his facial features were like hers. Nicole was studying the man just as the man was studying her. He initially planned to go to the hospital with her for a DNA test, but now it seemed unnecessary. She was a dead ringer for her mother with the same fine facial features and fair and delicate skin. Her beauty was hard to conceal, even if she dressed casually. Yet the most striking thing was her eyes. She was only 17 or 18, but there was a hint of unfathomable iciness in her eyes. Seeing him staring at herself, Nicole frowned and asked, "Who are you?" She had always known that she was not her grandmother's biological granddaughter, and she had thought that one day her birth family would come looking for her. She thought her biological parents would come. This man was way too young. A hint of frustration flashed in the man's deep-set eyes, and he said, "I am your elder brother." "Nicole, why have you never mentioned to us that your brother is the general manager of the Riddle Corporation in San Joto?" Mr. Barrett could not help but say. Nicole rolled her eyes secretly. She had just learned that, for God's sake, 3 years ago, her parents had died in a car accident, and only then her grandmother told her the truth. She was adopted by them when she was a child. No wonder her adoptive parents had been so cold to her and left her in the countryside. After the death of her adoptive parents, her grandma registered her at the welfare office, waiting for her biological family to come to reunite with her. Nicole did not expect that this day would come, much less her brother was the general manager of Riddle Corporation, a famous name in San Joto. "Are you really my brother?" Nicole had a hard time believing such a plot twist. "Yeah, you have 4 brothers besides me," the man named Sean Riddle spoke gently. "4?" Nicole frowned. It turned out that things were far from what she had imagined all this time. She could hardly imagine what it would be like to have 4 elder brothers. It would probably be noisy. Seeing that Nicole was deep in thought, Mrs. Wallace Sr. said to Sean politely, "Nicole is more introverted. She needs time to adapt. Hope you don't mind." "Mrs. Wallace, I won't mind." Sean got up with a polite smile, and then took out a gift box from his backpack. "Nicole, this is the first time we met. This is for you." Mr. Barrett quickly stood up and tried to butter Nicole up. "It is so nice of your brother, Nicole. You should accept the gift. I can see that you and your brother are really close. Please remember your classmates and us after the school transfer." Hearing Mr. Barrett's words, Sean's face turned stony, and he glanced back at Mr. Barrett and said indifferently, "Mr. Barrett, Great Oak High School has nurtured my sister for so many years, and we will return the favor by donating money to build the campus. The Riddle family would owe no one debt of gratitude. Mr. Barrett's eyes lit up. "That is great. Thank you, Mr. Riddle." His brother's generosity impressed Nicole, who at last accepted the gift out of politeness. Mr. Barrett gave some more flattery talks before he and his head teacher saw them out. There was a Rolls-Royce parked up in front of the school, surrounded by other luxury cars, which had long attracted attention. Regina Wynn was stopped by her buddy as soon as she got out of a car. "Regina, here you are." She rolled her eyes at her buddy, yet her attention was on the Rolls-Royce. "Whose car is that?" As the daughter of a member of the school's board of directors, she got all the attention all the time until today, when this Rolls-Royce came along. "I heard that the general manager of Riddle Corporation came to our school." "Riddle Corporation?" Regina thought. "It is San Joto's biggest corporation. Even my dad couldn't find a way to work with them. What is the guy from Riddle Corporation doing here? Invest in this poor school?" "No, I heard he came to pick up his sister." "Pick up his sister?" Regina was stunned. "Are you sure about that? Why would someone from the Riddle family want to study at this goddamn school?" While the two people were talking, behind them, the principal and a group of head teachers were accompanying a tall man and Nicole to walk out of the school. "Regina, the tall man is the general manager of Riddle Corporation," her buddy said with a trembling voice. Regina was astounded as she turned around. If that man was the general manager of Riddle Corporation, then the girl next to him should be his sister. But that girl turned out to be Nicole, the bumpkin she hated and despised the most. Regina's face changed drastically. She could not believe that Nicole was actually from the Riddle family. Regina was not in the same league as Nicole, both in looks and studies. She even did not expect that her family background, which she had always been proud of, was completely eclipsed by Nicole's, and this made her feel jealous to the extreme. "Get in the car, Nicole." In full view of everyone, Sean helped Nicole open the car door like a gentleman as he looked at her with gentle eyes. "He is so charming. If only I could have such a charming and rich brother. Yeah, I'm really envious of her." Regina listened to the discussion with the jealousy and hatred in her surging like a stormy sea. So she deliberately shouted, "What is there to be proud of? She is just a bumpkin. She thinks she can be a social elite overnight. Nicole was about to get into the car and paused when she heard that. Now even Sean's eyes had darkened. What the hell are you talking about, Regina? Ms. Mills looked displeased. Mr. Barrett recognized this daughter of a board member, but he still could not afford to offend the Riddles. He immediately rebuked Ms. Mills. Is this the student council president you have appointed? Nicole promptly fanned the flame. Ms. Mills, the behavior of student cadres affects the school's image. The next time you select someone with a brain, not just someone who could pay you. Ms. Mills did not expect Nicole to mention that she received monetary benefit by appointing the student council president. Right now, she felt a burning sensation on her face because of the humiliation. When she removed Nicole and appointed Regina to be the student council president, she had gotten a green light from Mr. Barrett. Seeing Nicole displeased, Sean glanced at Mr. Barrett and said in an icy voice, "You know what to do, Mr. Barrett." Thinking back to how she had helped Regina look for trouble with Nicole all these days, Ms. Mills' face turned pale immediately. Mr. Barrett immediately scolded her. "Shame on you, Ms. Mills." He then turned to see. "I will fire her immediately, Mr. Riddle." Ms. Mills was dumbfounded. So did Regina, realizing that her position as the chairman that she bought with money had ended. "Let's go, Nicole." Sean pulled back his gaze, and his frosty expression instantly dissipated as he smiled at Nicole. At first, Nicole just wanted to stir the pot a little to scare them, not expecting Sean to stand up for her. She now felt a little fonder of this strange brother. Felt good to have a brother. Okay. Nicole got in the car, and Sean drove her and Mrs. Wallace Sr. away, leaving behind everyone looking in surprise and envy. The Rolls-Royce soon arrived at Nicole's little house, where she and her grandmother lived together. Sean followed Nicole to pick up her luggage. There were only a few things that Nicole had with her: a notebook, a school bag, and a few pieces of clothing. Less is more. When we get to San Joto, we will buy you new ones, Sean said thoughtfully, not wanting Nicole to overthink. "I don't like too many things," Nicole said while holding her grandma. She had always been averse to trouble, so she liked it simple. When the driver heard this, he was so shocked that his eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. I asked the general manager of Riddle Corporation. People were scrambling to please Sean. Yet this girl rejected him when he offered to buy her things for the first time. Thinking of the fate of those who had offended Sean previously, the driver did not dare to make a sound but stood by the side of the car, trying to reduce his sense of presence. But to his surprise, Sean just let out a nonchalant smile, doting on Nicole like no tomorrow. "No problem." The driver could not be more surprised. Sean seemed to be very gentle with his lost and found sister. The treatment he gave to this sister was something not even the existing sister could enjoy. Before getting into the car, Nicole repeatedly told her grandmother not to see them out. Her usual emotionless eyes turned gentle as she said, "Grandma, I will come back to see you." "Okay." Mrs. Wallace Sr. nodded with tears in her eyes and then reluctantly let go of Nicole's hand and watched her get into the car as the car drove on. Nicole retracted her gaze only when Mrs. Wallace Sr. grew smaller and smaller before disappearing in the rearview mirror. "If you want, you can take her to San Joto and live with her. I will arrange a place for her to settle down," Sean said with concern when he saw the pain in her eyes. "It is okay. Everyone knows each other in the small town. She will not get used to it when she goes to San Joto. Otherwise, she would have asked her grandmother to go with her a long time ago." Not expecting that Nicole was so thoughtful, Sean started to feel sorry and like her even more. He said nothing further and gave her some space. Nicole looked out the window as the town she had been living in was getting farther and farther away behind her. After leaving her grandmother, she would no longer have to conceal herself. The car drove on for hours before they finally reached San Joto. "Here we are. Dad and Mom are waiting for you." Sean pointed toward the Riddle family house. She did not know who the Riddle family was, but judging by the manner and the massive house that no ordinary people could afford, she could tell that they must be super rich. But Nicole was not as excited and surprised as girls from other ordinary families would react. She just nodded gently. After the rest of them got out of the car, she followed Sean into the house. As she walked past the oil painting gallery by the door, the family butler gave her a tour and explained the famous paintings, all of which were of great value. Nicole looked at them and thought to herself quietly, not revealing anything on her face. Two of these famous paintings were fake, but the quality of the imitation was not half bad. No one except her and two other experts in the world could tell that these two paintings were fake. After a while, they came to a hall where Nicole saw three people. A couple, neatly dressed, was sitting on the sofa and a young girl about her age was on the side. "Grandpa, Mom, Dad, I have brought my sister back." As soon as Sean's voice trailed off, Gloria Holder and Daniel Riddle saw a tall girl walk in behind Sean. The girl was slim, her skin delicate like gelatin. Although she dressed simply, she was graceful with beautiful eyes. People simply could not take their eyes off her when they saw her. The moment Gloria saw Nicole, her eyes welled up instantly. "It is her, it is my daughter."